Hello kids, today I have a fresh and new story for y'all. That is Tenali Raman stories. And today the book I have is Tenali Raman and the Three Dolls. Let me start the story for you now. It is Krishna Deva Raya's court was famous for the wisdom of its ministers. This attracted a lot of travelers from all over the world who came peddling their trade or with queries. One day, a merchant arrived from a distant land to meet the king. Your Majesty, I have traveled far to come here and behold your famed court of wise ministers. If you allow me, I would like to present a problem for them to solve. If they get it right, I will believe that they truly are the wisest people in the kingdom. The king's curiosity was piqued. So he allowed the merchant to go on. The merchant then took out 3 identical dolls from his bag and presented them to the king. Your Majesty, these 3 dolls look identical, yet they are very different. I would like your ministers to tell me what the difference is and the significance of it. I will return for their answer in 30 days' time. If they get the answer right, I will bow to their wisdom. If they fail, I will have to declare that the famed wisdom of your court is a lie. The king agreed to the challenge and the merchant left. Later that evening, the king summoned all his ministers except Tenali. He assigned to them the task of figuring out the differences between the 3 dolls in 3 days. He was confident that they would succeed, but on the third day, his ministers informed him that they have failed. Distressed, the king summoned Tenali Raman. I did not approach you earlier as I did not think you should be bothered with such a petty task. But now, since the court has failed, I assign this challenge to you. Find out the difference between the dolls in 3 days' time. I am confident that you will succeed, but you must know that your failure will disgrace the court in the eyes of the merchant and his country. Tenali Raman promised to do his best and went away. After many sleepless nights, he finally figured out the solution to this strange problem. When the merchant arrived in court, Tenali Raman appeared with the 3 dolls and announced that he knew the difference between the dolls. The merchant was surprised and asked him to explain. 2 of the dolls are bad and one of them is good, said Tenali. To explain, Tenali produced a wire and locating a small hole in the side of each doll's ear, pushed it in. In the first doll, the wire came out of the mouth. In the second, out of the ear. And in the third, it pierced the insides and did not come out. The first doll is bad because it represents people who gossip and speak ill of others behind their backs. Thus, the wire went in through the ear and came out of the mouth. The second doll is good as it represents those who pay no heed to careless gossip. Thus, the wire went in through one ear and came out of the other. The third doll is bad too, as it represents people who listen to gossip and judge you based on that. Therefore, the wire entered through the ear and stabbed the heart, which is filled with prejudice. The merchant was very impressed and sang the praises of the king and Tenali Raman. This is the end of this story of Tenali Raman. Tenali Raman is a series of stories, kids, and he was a minister, the wisest minister of Krishna Deva Raya's court. Krishna Deva Raya is one of our kings. In the history of India, Krishna Deva Raya is one of the very great kings that we had. So I will come back with more and more stories from Tenali Raman now. And this summer vacation, I will give you some wise stories and also little moral stories. We'll come back with more on Zoom in Crazy Mother. And you should like, subscribe, and share my channel with your friends with more stories. Zoom in Crazy Mother. Bye. Take care.